Good evening. We are here live on ST Bobcat Nation on YouTube here in Refugio, Texas, where Skidmore-Tynan Bobcats are facing Refugio Bobcats. So it is Battle of the Bobcats tonight. I am a little lower than normal. I'm trying to get you a little bit closer, but we'll see how it goes. Pitching tonight for Refugio is number 5, Matthew Perez for Refugio. And starting off for the Bobcats is number 8, Morgan Shannon, to start the top of the first inning for the Bobcats, or Skidmore-Tynan. We can't just say Bobcats because we are having Battle of the Bobcats tonight. So you will hear me say Skidmore-Tynan and Refugio, but they are both Bobcats. And Morgan Shannon up to bat first for Skidmore-Tynan. And a grounder to second base by Shannon. Scooped up and out by number 22 for Refugio. Mike Rosas making the play. And you have number 11, Frank Solis at first base. Up next for Skidmore-Tynan is number 7, Chasen Chambers. Ball outside, 1-0 count. And to my left, you will have Ryan Linney calling the Refugio Sports Network. And barely nicked Chambers, so he is awarded first base. Again, we are being streamed on ST Bobcat Nation and Refugio Sports Network here tonight in Refugio, Texas. And that is going to bring out number 3, Mason Sweeney for Skidmore-Tynan, with a runner at first and 1 out. Again, number 5, Matthew Perez from Refugio on the mound tonight. And Mason Sweeney with a fly right to the right side for a foul. 0-1 count on Sweeney. Right in there for strike number 2. 0-2 count on Sweeney. 1 out, runner at first. Sweeney staying alive with a foul ball behind us. Staying alive. 0-2 count. 1 out, runner at first. Chambers is at first. Right inside for ball number 2. 2-2 count, 1 out, runner at first for Sweeney. Sweeney a little high. That'll make it full count. Excuse me, 2-2 count. 2-2 count, 1 out, runner at first. Getting ahead of myself. Sweeney staying alive with a foul ball behind us again. 2-2 count for Sweeney, with Chambers at first and 1 out. Just a bit outside. That's going to make it full count with 1 out and runner at first for Sweeney. Outside corner for strike number 3. And that'll be 2 outs for Skidmore-Tynan. And that is going to bring out number 13, Colton Lopez. And we are getting a courtesy runner for number 7, Chasen Chambers. And it's going to be number 15, Caden Cox, running for Chambers. Again, number 13, Colton Lopez up to bat with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Lopez with a foul ball to the right side. And that'll make an 0-1 count. with 2 outs and a runner at first. Ball high, and ball escapes the first base runner. And on the overthrow, Caden Cox moves from first to second base. The catcher tried picking him off at first. Unfortunately, the first baseman couldn't get that ball. And that advanced Caden Cox over to second. Lopez with a 1-1 count, 2 outs, and runner at second base now. Lopez with a swing and a miss. 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lopez. 2 outs, runner at second. Right in there for strike number 3, and that'll end the top of the first. And Skidmore leaves the runner hanging at second base. Again, thank you for joining us here on ST Bobcat Nation on YouTube, where we are live in Refugio, Texas. And it looks like number 7, Chasen Chambers, is going to be on the mound for Skidmore-Tynan. And you will have Chasen Chambers pitching, I believe Aiden Hernandez catching, Colton Lopez at first base, Matthew Stillman at second base, Morgan Shannon at shortstop, Chase Shannon at third base. Trying to get the outfielders. Looks like number 10, Travis Hennig, is going to be at right field. And it looks like Anthony Villarreal is going to be at left field. Oh, excuse me, number 4, Aiden Hernandez, is going to be at center field. Number 3, Mason Sweeney, will be catching. Again, Chambers pitching, Sweeney catching, Lopez at first, Stillman at second, Morgan Shannon at shortstop, Chase Shannon at third base, Anthony Villarreal at left field, Aiden Hernandez at center, and Travis Hennig at right field.
There's this little girl over there on also
She cannot tell us. She said she doesn't know any of these boys out here. We were like, oh,
And first up for Refugio is going to be number 5, Matthew Perez, tonight's pitcher for Refugio. And a high fly to left center, and that's going to land for a single for Perez. And it's going to bring up number 1, Ray Lewis, for Refugio, with a runner at first base and no outs. I believe number 1, Ray Lewis, is tonight's catcher for Refugio. And that is a line drive between third and shortstop on a single by Lewis. And that will advance Perez over to second base. And excuse me, number 3, Parker Taylor, is the catcher tonight. Number 3, Parker Taylor, up to bat tonight's catcher for Refugio. And that is a drop ball, and that will advance the runners over from second to third and first to second. Parker with a 1-0 count. No outs, runners at second and third for Refugio. Swing and a miss by Taylor. 1-1 count for Taylor. Runners at second and third, no outs. A swing and a miss for strike number 2 for Taylor. 1-2 count for Taylor. Runners at second and third. And that is a ground ball to third base. And he will be safe at first. And a run in on an RBI single by Taylor. And that will move Lewis over to third base. And that is going to bring up at number 2, Lathan Garza up to bat. And that is number 9, Fabian Garcia, courtesy running for Taylor. Again, number 2, Lathan Garza up to bat for Refugio with a runner at first and third. And Garcia steals first to second. 1-0 count for Garza. Garza with a high fly ball to foul territory for third base. Caught by Chase Shannon for the first out. I keep forgetting to move the camera. See if I can get it. And that is going to bring in number 18, Thor Bass for Refugio with runners at second and third. Right down the middle for strike number 1. Bass with an 0-1 count, 1 out, runners at second and third. Ball a little high. 1-1. One and one count for Bass. And a grounder to the shortstop, grounded by Morgan Shannon. He will be out at first, but not with a sacrifice RBI by Bass. And that will be 2 outs for Refugio. And that's going to bring up number 14, Hunter Carroll for Refugio with 2 outs and a runner at third base. And that pitch did not count. I believe Blue is waiting for the train to stop. Again, number 14, Hunter Carroll up to bat for Refugio with a runner at third base and 2 outs. Swing and a miss, but that is gonna drop ball by the catcher, and that will bring another run in. 0-1 count on Carroll. Hunter Carroll with another swing and a miss. 0-2 count, 2 outs for Hunter Carroll. Carroll with a fly ball over to second base. And caught by Matthew Stillman for the third out to end the inning. But not before Refugio scores 3 runs. And that will make the score Refugio Bobcats 3, Skidmore-Tynan Bobcats 0. Again, if you are joining us here at ST Bobcat Nation, we thank you for joining us. The Lady Cats played today in Woodsboro, and unfortunately they did not take the W. They did lose 5-2 on their first district loss this year. I believe the Lady Cats are 3-1 in district, or maybe 2-1. And Skidmore-Tynan Bobcats come into this game 0-1 in district, and Refugio Bobcats come in 1-0 in district. And start off the Bobcats, top of the second is Chase Shannon. And Shannon with a fly ball behind us in foul ball territory. And that will be 0-1 count for Shannon. Outside corner for strike number 2. Ball outside. 1-0 count on Shannon. Swing and a miss by Shannon for the strike number 3. And that'll be 1 out. And that is going to bring out number 18, Anthony Villarreal, to bat for the Bobcats with 1 out. Or for Skidmore-Tynan, excuse me. Villarreal, swing and a miss. 0-1 count for Villarreal.
Let's go, Ant.
Swing and a miss again for Villarreal. 0-2 count. Oh, and 2 count for Villarreal. Ball high. 1-2 count for Villarreal. 1 out, no runners. Swing and a miss for Villarreal on the third drop strike, but he will be out at first, and that'll be 2 outs for the Bobcats. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, number 17, Enrique Ramirez, up to bat for the Bobcats.
Let's go, Eric.
Again, Ramirez, designated hitter for the Bobcats tonight. Right in there for strike number 1. 0-1 count for Ramirez. 2 outs. Swing and a miss by Ramirez for strike number 2. Oh, and 2 count on Ramirez, 2 outs. No runners on. Swing and a miss for Ramirez for strike number 3, and that'll end the top of the 2nd inning. And that is 3 up, 3 down for Skidmore-Tynan.
Huh? Go ahead. I'm not gonna start. Please check me on my boyfriend. My boyfriend. You got the city. Why are you talking to No, I'm on commercial. I don't like the commercials. Sorry. You know I had that? I don't know. Just we're always we're always all complaining because the commercials are way loud than the actual I'll practice. Like all of my air holes and
And Refugio, bottom of the 2nd, is going to be starting off with number 7, Caden Garza. Caden Garza up to bat for Refugio. Swing and a miss by Garza. That'll make a 0-1 count.
He doesn't do nothing on that ball.
You can barely get anything.
Outside for ball number 1. 1-1 count for Garza. Ball high. 2-1 count for Garza. No runners on, no outs. And that is a fly ball to left field. And the defender falls. So that will land. And that is a double by Garza. And that's going to bring up number 11, Frank Solis. Ball a little high. 1-0 count for Solis. Runner at 2nd, no outs. Solis showing bunt. And goes for the high bunt and foul ball behind us. That'll be a 1-1 count. Solis, 1-1 count, no outs, runner at 2nd. Ball high. 2-1 count for Solis. Ball a little short, and that's going to advance the runner from second to third. And that'll be a 3-1 count for Solis. Runner at third base now. No outs. And that's ball 4 for Solis, and he will be awarded first base. And that is going to bring number 4, Xander Willis, for Refugio, with runners at first and third. And that is a line drive right past third base. And that's an RBI single by Willis. And Refugio back to the top of the lineup with number 5, Matthew Pettis. No outs, 2 runners at first and second for Pettis. Ball 1. 1-0 count for Pettis. And that is a fly ball to center field. Hernandez getting under it. Caught by Hernandez for the first out. And that will hold the runners at first and second. And bringing up next for Refugio is number 1, Ray Lewis. And I was corrected, the shortstop for tonight for Refugio. And ball just a bit inside. 1-0 count on Lewis. Runners at first and second and 1 out. Ball high, 2-0 count for Lewis. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Ball just a bit high. 3-0 count for Lewis. 1 out, runners at first and second. Right in there for strike number 1. Three and 1 count for Lewis. 1 out, runners at first and second. And they are calling bulk on Chambers, so that will advance the runners over. Solis goes to third and Willis goes to second. Lewis with a 3-1 count. And foul ball to the left side. And full count now. Calling time. We do have some lights on some vehicles. So Ray Lewis with a 3-2 count. Runners at second and third, 1 out. And low ball. And he'll be safe. And safe on the base running by Refugio. And that'll make 6 runs for Refugio with a runner at second. And that's going to bring number 3, Parker Taylor, up to bat for Refugio with a runner at second. And Lois takes off at third, safe at third, and that's a swing and a miss by Parker Taylor. Oh, and 1 count. 1 out, runner at third for Taylor. Swing and a miss for Taylor. Oh, and 2 count for Taylor, runner at third, 1 out. And that is a hit by pitch. And Taylor is going to get a courtesy runner. And that is going to bring out number 2, Lathan Garza, up to bat for Refugio with runners at the corners, first and third, and 1 out. Garza with a and Ray Lowe is safe at home, and Taylor all the way to third. Ball high. One and 1 count for Garza. Foul tip on Garza. 1 and 2 count. Just outside. Two and 2 count for Garza, runner at third. And Garza staying alive with a foul ball. Two and 2 count. 1 out, runner at third for Garza. Ball 4. So Garza takes his base at first. And that's going to bring designated hitter number 18, Thor Bass, up to bat with runners at first and third and 1 out. And Garza goes from first to second. Right in there for strike number 1. 1 and 1 count on Bass. 1 out. Runners at second and third. And a grounder to the shortstop. Nice dig by Morgan Shannon. Out at first on an sacrifice RBI. And that'll be 2 outs for Refugio. Bringing up number 14, Hunter Carroll for Refugio with 2 outs and a runner at third. Ball high. 1-0 count. 2 outs, runner at third for Carroll. Ball a little high. 2 count. 2-0 count. 2 outs, runner at third. Just a bit high again. 3-0 count on Carroll. And that'll be ball 4 for Carroll. And that's going to bring up number 7, Caden Garza, up to bat. It up. Garza 1-0 count, 2 outs, runner at second, and a fly to the left side, foul. Garza with a 1-1 count, 2 outs, runner at second. Two and 1 count for Garza. And that's the fly ball to left center. Hernandez. And it is caught by Villarreal to end the bottom of the second. And we are going to go to the top of the third. And Refugio scores 6 runs to make it 9-0.
Mr. Lynn, you got 9. You got 9-0, right?
I have 9-0, yes, sir.
And if you are joining us in ST Bobcat Nation, thank you for joining us tonight in the Battle of the Bobcats game tonight.
You saw me?
And I know he can't hear us, but we want to send a big thank you to Ryan Denny from Refugio Sports Network, treating us with great hospitality here in Refugio tonight. You can watch the game here on ST Bobcat Nation or Refugio Sports Network. We are both here. And I know when the Lady Cats played here, Amador Ramirez was here with Ryan Lenny as well. And to start the top of the third is going to be number 10, Travis Hennig, up to bat for Skidmore-Tynan. Inside. 1-0 count for Hennig. Right down the middle for strike number 1. 1-1 count for Hennig. Hennig with a foul line drive foul ball out of the right side. That'll make the count 1-2 now. And that's strike number 3 on Hennig. Swing and a miss for out number 1. And that's going to bring up number 4, Aiden Hernandez for the Bobcats with a 1 out, no runners on. Hernandez with a line shot to left field and caught by the left fielder, Hunter Carroll. And the Bobcats are back to the top of the lineup with number 8, Morgan Shannon, up to bat. And a swing and a miss by Morgan Shannon. 0-1 count. Foul ball by Shannon. That'll make the count 0-2 now. 2 outs for Shannon. Swing and a miss by Shannon. And that'll be 3 up, 3 down again for Skidmore-Tynan. And we will go to bottom of the third. And Skidmore-Tynan will have a new pitcher on the mound, number 13, Colton Lopez. And that is going to bring up Brennan Torres to first base, and Jason Chambers is center field. Hernandez to catch. So the defense gets moved around. So you got Lopez pitching, Hernandez catching, Brennan Torres at first base, Morgan Shannon at second, Mason Sweeney at shortstop, Chase Shannon at third base. Looks like Antiverreal is at left field, Jason Chambers is at center, and looks like Travis Hennig is still at right. And to start off, Refugio, bottom of the third, is going to be number 11, Frank Solis. There we go, Solis starting off for Refugio. Swing and a miss by Solis. 0-1 count. And a fly ball to the right side for a foul. 0-2 count for Solis. Swing and a miss by Solis for strike number 3. And that'll be the first out, bottom of the third. And that is going to be number 4, Xander Willis, coming up to bat for Refugio. Willis with a line drive to second base, and he will be taking second. And that's a double by Willis. And back to the top of the lineup for Refugio, number 5, Matthew Pettis, up to bat with a runner at second and 1 out. Foul tip by Pettis. 0-1 count. 1 out. Runner at second. And Willis takes off, and it's a bounced ball, and will take third base easily. Pettis with a 1-1 count and 1 out, runner at third now. Ball high, 2-1 count. Fly ball to left center. And it is going to land. And it's an RBI double by Bettis. And that's going to bring up number 1, Ray Lewis. Lewis up to bat. Runner at second, 1 out. Ball high. Lewis with a 1-0 count. 1 out, runner at second. Ball high. And Pettis steals second to third. Lewis with a 2-0 count. Inside, 3-0 count now. Runner at third, 1 out. And a foul ball behind us. That'll make a 3-1 count now. Runner at third, 1 out for Lewis. Ball high, escapes the catcher, and that will be another run in. And walk is Lewis. And that's going to bring out number 3, Parker Taylor, to bat for Refugio with a runner at first and 1 out. And ball bounces in front of the catcher and it goes over his head, and that moves Lewis over to second base. Taylor, 1-0 count. Runner at second. And that's a grounder right to second base, and it's nobody there that'll bring up RBI single for Taylor. And that's going to bring out number 2, Lathan Garza for Refugio. And Taylor getting a courtesy runner. Number 9, Garcia. Courtesy running for Taylor. And right down the middle for strike number 1. And Garcia goes from first to second. 0-1 count, 1 out, runner at second for Garza. And under the catcher's legs, and Garcia will reach to third base. One and 1 count, 1 out. Garcia will score. And that'll be a 2-1 count. 1 out for Garza. And fouled back. 2-2 count. Again, 2-2 count for Garza. 1 out. Ball high. Full count. Ball high. Ball number 4. Oh, excuse me. I guess we had to count wrong. Three and two count, full count. I guess we were off on our count. 3-2 count for Garza. And a grounder down second base and nobody home to get that ball. And Garza will take second. Safe at second. And that is going to bring up number 18, Thor Bass, for Refugio with a runner at second and 1 out. That'll be a 2-0 count on Bass. 1 out. Runner at third. Swing and a miss by Bass. 2-1 count. 1 out. Runner at third. And passed ball, and that's going to be another run for Refugio. 3-1 count. Swing and a miss for Bass. 3-2 count. 1 out, no runners on. And ball a little low. And that'll be ball 4. And that's going to bring out number 14, Hunter Carroll, up to bat for Refugio with a runner at first and 1 out. Right down the middle for strike number 1. Oh, and 1 count for Carroll. Runner at first with 1 out. Swing and a miss by Carroll. And Bass goes from first to second. 0-2 count on Carroll. 1 out. Runner at second now.
Along with the entire thing. I'm pretty sure. It was a little ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, we had to walk, it's not far, but we walked like half a mile to the parking. And it was
Ball high.
to get in. The waiting was like
1-2 count for Carroll.
he liked the elephants because he could see them, they're big, and then the zebras because they're black and white. But here, you want to hold it?
Just below the knees for ball number 2. 2-2 count for Carroll. 1 out. Runner at second. Below the knees again. Full count. 1 out. That'll be ball 4. And that's going to be number 7, Caden Garza, up to bat with runners at first and second and 1 out. Inside. One and 0 count, 1 out. Runners at first and second for Garza. Ball high. Two and 0 count, 1 out for Garza. Runners at first and second. In there for strike number 1. Garza with a 2-1 count. Ball high. 3-1 count. And that will be ball 4. Bases loaded for number 11, Frank Solis. And we want to thank you for joining us at ST Bobcat Nation on YouTube. And that is number 11, Frank Solis, up to bat for the Refugio Bobcats. 1 out, bases loaded. Ball high. 1-0 count. Right in there for strike number 1. Solis with a 1-1 count. 1 out, bases loaded now. Swinging a miss for Frank Solis, and that'll be run number 15. I think that is going to be ball game. Or maybe not. Should be 15 after 3. 1-2 count, 1 out, bases loaded. Oh, excuse me, runners at second and third for Solis. Two and 2 count for Solis now, 1 out, runners at second and third. Got in there for strike number 3 and 2 outs. And that's going to bring up number 4, Xander Willis. Two outs, 2 runners, first, second, and third for Willis. Ball high and away. 1-0 count for Willis. Swinging a miss by Willis. One and 1 count for Willis. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Swinging a miss for Willis again. 1 and 2 count, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Swinging a miss for Willis. That'll end the bottom of the third. And that'll take us to top of the fourth, where Refugio leads Skidmore-Tynan 15-0. that should bring up batters 2, 3, and 4 for Skidmore-Tynan. Number 7, Jason Chambers. Number 3, Mason Sweeney. And number 13, Colton Lopez for the Bobcats. Skidmore-Tynan. Jason Chambers up to bat for the Bobcats. Skidmore-Tynan. Down the middle for strike number 1. Top of the 4th. 0-1 count for Chambers. Right above the knees for strike number 2. 0-2 count. And strike 3 and drop the ball for Chambers, but out at first. And that'll bring out number 3, Mason Sweeney, up to bat. Inside. 1-0 count. Outside for 2-0 count now for Mason Sweeney. In there for strike number 1. Two and 1 count for Sweeney. 1 out. Ball low. 3-1 count. And 4-0. Ball 4. And Sweeney will be at first. And that's going to bring up number 13, Colton Lopez. Lopez with a runner at first and 1 out. Sweeney checked at first base, safe at first. Inside for ball number 1. 1-0 count. Curveball for outside corner, strike number 1. 1-1 count, 1-0. And ball gets past the catcher, and Sweeney will get to second base. And that's 2-1 count for Lopez with 1 out, runner at second. Outside corner for strike number 2. Two and 2 count, 1 out for Lopez, runner at second. Lopez with a fly to center field. And it goes over the defender. And Lopez with a double. And that's going to bring up number 9, Chase Shannon. To bat with runners at second and third, 1 out. In there for strike number 1. 0-1 count, 1 out, runners at second and third for Shannon. Outside corner for strike number 2. 0-2 count now for Shannon. Outside for ball number 1. 1-2 count. Runners at second and third for Shannon. Inside. 2-2 count now for Shannon. Runners at second and third, 1 out. Up high. Full count now for Shannon. Ball low, and that'll be ball number 4 for Shannon, and that'll load the bases for number 18, Anthony Verreal. Verreal with bases loaded and 1 out. In there for strike number 1. Verreal with an 0-1 count, bases loaded, 1 out. And a hit by pitch. And that will advance the runners over and bring a run in. And up next is number 20, Brendan Torres, to bat for the Bobcats, Skidmore-Tynan. Torres with bases loaded and 1 out. Ball in there for strike number 1. Oh, and 1 count. Ball high. One and 1 count, 1 out for Torres. Bases loaded. Torres with a foul ball. 1 and 2 count. One and 2 count, 1 out, bases loaded for Torres. Torres with a grounder to second base, and that will be a double play to end the inning, and I believe that will be ball game. I guess not. That'll take us to the top of the 5th now.
Did you have baseball practice? Little League?
This should have been game that 15 runs. Right?
Yeah.
It's only 14.
No, 40.
It was 15 after the third,
Okay.
10 after the fourth.
That's
It should be
exciting.
game already.
You drink like your I would think so. Terry wants me to make her. Can I use that for her happy potato? Oh man, I lost the inside.
Man, why are you shy? Now you know you're not shy. You're not fooling me. You must be. Did you peekaboo? Yeah, you know peekaboo. Try it.
Excuse me, I did say fifth inning, but it is bottom of the fourth. And that's bringing up top of the lineup, number 5, Matthew Perez for Refugio. Ball high.
You gotta say it. Huh?
1-0 count for Perez. And that is a fly to left center. Keys getting under it
No, it's just gonna. Yeah.
and caught by Keys for out number 1. Brendan Keys got moved to left field, and he catches that for the first out. That's going to bring out number 1, Ray Lewis, up to bat with 1 out.
That's my fat remember?
Inside for ball number 1.
Yeah, something like
1-0 count for Lewis. 1 out. Swing and a miss by Lewis. 1-1 count.
that one got me the little alien one broke and I can't find any more of my keychains. I could probably put that one on my keys and look.
Lewis, 1-1 count.
That one's
1 out. Swing and a miss by Lewis. 1-2 count.
Yeah. I don't think I'll do pre-K again.
1-2 count for Lewis. 1 out. And staying alive is Lewis with a foul ball to the right side.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do
Lewis with a 1-2 count and 1 out. In there for strike number 3. And 2 outs. And that is going to bring up number 3, Parker Taylor for Refugio. Inside for a 1-0 count. Low. 2-0 count now for Taylor. Excuse me. 2 balls, no strikes for Taylor. 2 outs. In there for strike number 1. 2-1 count for Taylor. 2 outs. No runners on. Ball short. 3-1 count now for Taylor. Ball 4 for Taylor. And that is going to bring up number 2, Lathan Garza. And courtesy runner for Taylor. And it's going to be number 9, Fabian Garcia. In there for strike number 1, Garcia takes off. And he will be safe at second, and now he's going to third.
Bye, ABS. Happy to see you.
And Garcia all the way to third base now. Garza 0-1 count, 2 outs with a runner at third. High pitch, and that's going to bring a run in. Garza 1-1 count, 2 outs. Ball high, 2-1 count.
It don't matter. It doesn't start to the 5th inning. That's how ours works. It doesn't start to the 5th inning to run it.
By Haw.
Because it's a district.
3-1 count, 2 outs for Garza.
Oh, I like that pink glove. You think they make that in my size? You don't think so? Yeah.
Swing and a miss by Garza. Full count.
Yeah.
Garza with a full count, 2 outs. And ball high. And Garza will go to first. And that's going to bring up number 18, Thor Bass.
Yeah. Right?
For Refugio with a runner at first and 2 outs.
Oh, it's cool. Got some fun ones.
And Garza goes from first to second. Bass with a 1-0 count. 2 outs, runner at second now.
Would you think you've been seeing me?
And Bass with a line drive to Lopez. Lopez fields it and throws it to first for the 3rd out. And we will go to the top of the 5th. I guess I had it in.
We'll have to come watch you play baseball too. Both. Both are fun.
I told him to take them down yesterday. I go, dude, it's getting too hot for them. You need to take them down. They're going to start melting. Okay. And to start the top of the fifth is going to be number 10, Travis Hennig for Skidmore-Tynan.
It's good to see you.
In there for strike number 1. 0-1 count for Hennig. Hennig with a ground ball between first and second. And will be a single for Hennig. And that's going to bring up number 4, Aiden Hernandez, to bat for the Skidmore-Tynan. And Hennig gets checked at first and safe at first. Hernandez right down the middle for strike number 1. 0-1 count for Hernandez, runner at first. Foul tip by Hernandez. 0-2 count now. Curveball outside. 1-2 count for Hernandez. Runner at first.
That's what your mama said.
Hernandez with a fly foul ball and missed by the catcher. And Hernandez staying alive. One and 2 count for Hernandez, runner at first. Right down the middle for strike number 3. And that'll be out number 1 for Skidmore-Tynan. And we're back to the top of the lineup for Skidmore, bringing up number 8, Morgan Shannon, with 1 out and runner at first. Low and outside, ball number 1. 1-0 count for Morgan Shannon. Swing and a miss by Morgan. 1-1 count now. Foul ball by Shannon. 0-2 count. 1-2 count, excuse me. Morgan Shannon with a 1-2 count, 1 out, runner at first. Swing and a miss by Shannon. Strike number 3. And that'll be 2 outs for Skidmore-Tynan. And that'll bring out number 7, Chase and Chambers, up to bat with 2 outs and a runner at first. Ball outside and high for Chambers. 1-0 count. Right down the middle for strike number 1. 1-1 count for Chambers. 2 outs, runner at first. Chambers with a ground ball to shortstop, fielded out at second base, and that'll be ball game. Refugio 16, Skidmore-Tynan 1 for district game number 2 for both teams. Refugio will be 2-0, Skidmore-Tynan 0-2 in district. If you joined us on ST Bobcat Nation, thank you for joining us tonight in the Battle of the Bobcats. My name is Ray Ramirez, and we thank you for joining us.